I'm going to do some more fractions. Let's do it. It's just math, y'all. Don't stress over it. Okay. So we're going to do the common denominator, also known as the least common multiple. And then we're going to look at the algebraic method, and then we're going to learn how to add, subtract fractions. So I'm going to try to keep this short because, it's no fun listening to me talk. And we just want to kind of get an overview again. If you really want to learn this and just get good and deep at it, just keep practicing. Okay, so now common denominator, say I had 3/5 and I had 4, I don't know, let's say, why did I pick 5? Let's say 4, I picked a bad one. Okay, let's just click that one, that's a bad one. Okay, let's say, how about 3/2 and 7/9. Okay, so what you would do is you'd write out the multiples of each denominator, or you could just look at a multiplication table. Please get you a multiplication table. So it's 2 and then 4 multiples. This is your multiplication facts. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. This is the general math method. And then for your second one, you go 9, 18, 27. Ding, 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 ding. Then you determine the smallest multiple of each. So the common denominator, also known as the least common multiple, is 18 for 2 and 8, because 2 goes into 18 and 9 goes also into 18. Okay, and so that's the general math method. Write out the multiples of each denominator and determine the smallest common multiple of each denominator. Now, that's not the algebraic method, and some people like that method better. It just depends. You could get some really long problems, or you could do something like this, and you could factor each denominator. Well, this one factors into 2 times 1, or just 2. And this one factors into 3 times 3. Okay, and so then we collect the factors that we need. So my common denominator, I need 2. I need both of those. And when I multiply them together, well, lo and behold, there's my common denominator. Now, I use a shopping list idea here. If I look at, this is what this denominator's made out of, and this is what this denominator's made out of. And so when I make my shopping list, my common denominator, I know I've got to buy one of those to make this fraction, and I know I got to buy 2 of those to make those fractions. One of these would not make the fraction I need or the recipe I need, so I have to buy both of them. I have to buy 2 boxes of 3s to make the 9. And so I buy that one, and then there's 2, and there's my fraction. So that's how you find the common denominator. Both methods, again, this is a review. Now, the sad news is your calculator will not do this. Your calculator cannot come up with a LCM, I don't think. And if it does, show me how to make it do it. But this is something that calculators won't teach you. So you do need to kind of think about these methods and maybe get you a multiplication chart or practice a little bit more to get these done. Okay? All right. So now, the reason we do common denominators is so that we can add and subtract fractions. Okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to add and subtract some fractions. So we'll start out with some that are pretty easy. Okay? And so we'll do like 1/2 plus 2/5. Okay? So now the common denominator for 2 and 5. All right, well, I can't factor 2 and I can't factor 5. So the common denominator for 2 and 5 is 10. You look at your two multiplication charts, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then you look at your 5 multiplications, 5, 10, 15, 20. 10 is the common denominator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this fraction to one that's equal to it, but it has a denominator of 10. And that goes back to our multiplying by 1. So I know that if I multiply 2 times 5 and 1 times 5, I'm going to get 5 tenths. This one times 2, and this one times 4 tenths. And then I can add 5 tenths plus 4 tenths is 9 tenths. All of a sudden, Miss Cox got really slow, right? You can stop the video or you can speed it up. But first thing we do, determine the common denominator. Then we create equivalent fractions. We change the numerator. That's basically what we do. We change the numerator. And then we added the numerators. Notice you never add or subtract denominators. And make sure your answer is in lowest terms. Okay, let's do another one. Let's say 2/5 plus 3/20. Okay, so now the common denominator for this one is going to be 20. Okay, so this one doesn't have to change. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, and then just 20. So that's my common denominator. Okay, so this second fraction I don't have to change. I could just say multiply by 1, but I really don't have to change anything. But now the top one, I have to change it. I have to change it because 2/5 is equal to 8/20. So 8/20 plus 3/20 is 11/20. Now, here we go. Let's do another one. Stop the video if you want to do one by yourself. Okay, so let's do another one. So say we have 5/12 plus 3/15. Okay, so now you can use a multiplication chart to get your common denominator. You could try the other method up there that we did a minute ago. So sit and see if you can think about it. Stop the video and think about it. All right. If we do the method up above, okay, that would be the factor method. So that would take 12 and multiply it. 12 is 3 times 4. So that's 12. And that's 15. So the common denominator, okay, this is that second method. Okay, so I need all of the ingredients to make 12. I need a 3 and another 2 and another 2. But now over here on the 15, I don't need a 3. I've already got one. So I don't need to buy another box of 3, but I do need to buy a box of 5. And so now when I multiply that all the way out to figure out my common denominator is, it's 6 times 10, which is 60. Okay, so that's my common denominator for 12 and 15 is 60. Okay, now you could have done the same thing we did with the other ones and get it, but I wanted to show you the other way. So now determined my common denominator. Check. Step 2, create equal fractions by changing the numerators. Okay, so let's think about what we have to change the numerator by. 12 times what is going to give me that 60? Well, look down here. Remember, there's the 12. 12 times 5 gave me that 60. So I'm going to change my numerator. 5 times 5 is 20. Okay, now the second one, I'm going to change colors of my pen so you can see what I'm doing. All right, 15 times what gives me the 60? So here, look again. Come on down here. There's the 15. 15 times 4 is what gave me 60. So 3 times 4 is 12. And now I can add or subtract. I guess we could have done a subtraction here. We've been doing adding the whole time. Let's change it to subtraction just to make it fancy. And then that gives me 13 over 60. We do a subtraction. Okay. All right, guys. Your calculator will do these, but it's real important for you to think through these. Think about what fractions mean, and hopefully you've learned a little bit of fractions. Let your calculator be your backup. All right. Try them, but know you have a backup. It's just math, y'all. Don't stress over it.